here's what I'd like us to do. We are going to go into breakout rooms. And I'd like you to have a discussion around something you would like to focus on. And it doesn't have to be a huge long-term focus item. It could be this month, I want to focus in on. So our next Learn Something New is all about using Canva for visual design. So maybe that's of interest to you, right? Visual design in general, or maybe Canva or something along those lines is of interest to you. So, all right. So now in the next month, what are you going to do to level yourself up in that area? And you can start with the big rock area and then you chunk it down, right? So that's the process. We determine the goal. We're going to level ourselves up with visual design. And then we're going to chunk that down. Does that mean reading something or taking a course or practicing? What does that mean? Right. And so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to go into some breakout rooms, have a discussion about the things that are of interest to you. And remember, it could be personal. Maybe you want to paint or write or bake, or something. And you want to learn more about that. So let's not forget about our personal selves. How did your group do? What were the conversations like?
Really good, just about setting goals. And we had some personal goals and some work goals, but my favorite goal, I don't see her. Is it Stella? Anyway,
She's right there.
Because sometimes we're working in isolation, the people that we're doing all this training for don't always see the work that goes into it. So bringing in those people into your process makes them appreciate you more. And it does more for the industry too, because y'all know the work that you put into something, but by the time you show it to everybody, it's all pretty and clean and all of that. They didn't see the multiple drafts and everything that you went through to get that information. So we have to educate our peers to what we're doing for them, for their benefit, basically.
So that's the goal. The goal is, how are we going to communicate more across departments about what we do and how we do it?
Yes. And Benita apparently is working on signature cocktails. So
yes, please.
I see a combination goal here. When we do our retreat, I think it's time for a retreat.
I'm thinking. And so we've got our bartender. So yes, Benita, talk to me about your frosty adult beverages.
Well, I told them that, so this year I am trying to do a cocktail a week just to learn how to be a mixologist. So I make sure that when I'm at restaurants, I look at the menu with their serving in terms of cocktails. I usually sit at the bar so I could talk to the bartender. How did they come up with things? And I do one every week. None of them have been successful so far. I haven't liked any of them. But I make sure that as I'm planning the ingredients that I get for that specific cocktail, that the cocktail I had before, I'm using some of those ingredients. Because, and then I add like a new flavor or like maybe I'll add like sage or basil or like hibiscus, something different. But I'm making sure that I'm kind of methodical.
Right.
In the way I'm doing it, and asking outside people who are already in the industry, how did they make theirs and how did they come up with that? So
yes. And then do you keep like a logbook?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do the same thing. I keep a logbook of what I've experimented, like if I'm baking something, so what I've experimented with and what seemed to work, and don't do that again, type of thing, because I will certainly not remember it the next time I go back around. So I love that. And so yes, it's professional, personal, because we're humans and we should be well-rounded, right? And so we should be investing in things that interest us too.